Alright, here we are at the Furnace
Just kidding.
Hippie Queen Honey Factory. And we're getting ready to install our bees. It's April 21st, the day before Earth Day, an appropriate thing to do on Earth Day. Increasing the nation's pollinators. Jocelyn here has got her bee outfit on, and I'm about to put my hood on here too.
And I don't care.
And Brad doesn't care because he's a tough guy. So what happens is we get a 3-pound package of bees, of honeybees. They're Italian. They're lovers, not fighters. And they are shipped to us from Texas. And we have a friend who's a beekeeper. And if you want to pan over this way, you can see that he's already installed his bees. And he brought me two packages to install into our family's hives here. So I'll talk about a couple pieces of equipment as we're going. Yes, Jocelyn is putting in some sugar syrup into a trough that's going to sit inside the hive that looks like this. And if I pull this out, you can see there's some mesh ladders that enables the bees to climb down into the syrup and not drown. And in the spring, you know, there's not a lot of stuff blooming for them to feed off of. And in North Dakota, we're early to put them in, so we need to give them a little bit of lunch meat there to survive on until things get growing around here. It is 45 degrees out, so our bees are not very active. They're very cold. And what they're doing is they're vibrating around their queen to keep her alive and warm. And so when we move them, they're going to be in a big massive clump. So what we do is we take out one of the frames, and if you take a look at this one, this is from last year. You can see there's all this honeycomb on here. This is beeswax, and the bees have built these cells in order to store honey, to store pollen, and to store larvae. This was a honey cell, and in the back here you can see if the slats aren't really close together, some of the designs they make aren't perfectly symmetrical, but you know, nature isn't perfect. So they fill these up during the summer, and we start with just one box of these things, and as they filling, we will add another layer of these boxes. This is called a queen extruder. And the queen, of course, runs the hive. She's much larger than the workers, and so she can't fit through these tiny little mesh holes. So in order for us to make sure that we have a colony next year, I'm going to put a colony or a queen extruder on top of this set of hives here after we put the bees in, so that we make sure that the queen stays in the bottom box. Then we always know where she is. And when we go to in the fall to extract honey, we don't have to worry about destroying any larvae or brood cells because we'll know they're in the bottom box, and we just won't mess with that bottom box. And that will be the box they stay in over the winter, and hopefully they'll survive to next year. We almost had a hive make it this year, but we had a pretty bad flood and the box got wet, and wet causes mold, and mold kills bees. So I think that's what happened. They had plenty of food left over for the winter, but yeah, they didn't make it. All right, I gotta take my glove off one more time. So we're gonna dump the 3-pound box of bees. One box. I don't think I can get that off, so I'll just leave it. One box of bees per hive. So we got 2 hives here. There's an opening at the bottom of the hive, which I don't know that you can see from the angle, but every hive has a little slit in the bottom that allows bees to go in and out. That's how they get in to the hive. Otherwise, there's a lid on the top. So we'll do this first one here. You want to not dump them into the thing? Good idea. Okay, that one first. All right. So this is what a 3-pound box of bees looks like. And I'm going to give you the close-ups.
Here are some bees that fell out already.
There it is.
collected.
Get a little something in there.
This is the colony. And they're shipped like this. There's a can in there, you can tell. It's like a big soup can, and it's full of liquid syrup that kind of has a bunch of little pinholes in it that they're sucking off of during shipment.
And the queen is in the middle of that.
In a tiny little queen case with a little hole in it that has kind of a wax or even a marshmallow plug in it. So by the time the workers all get to her, she's emitting her pheromones, and she's, you know, scared because she's in a new place and stuff. By the time they chew their way in, she's emitted her pheromones enough, and they all kind of accept her as the queen.
Well, yeah, back and forth.
I gotta get the queen out of there. Oh, she's in the, they're hanging on to her. So this cage right here has the queen in it. And it looks like maybe they haven't quite gotten her out of there yet. So I am going to place her.
Didn't you just stick her in the bottom and then we don't, okay.
Yeah, I just lay her in the bottom.
No, we're supposed to not drop her in the bottom. We're supposed to like jam her in here. Take that out.
I'm gonna look
Like a
box
dropper.
and see what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know if she can get out of there. That's cork. It's not wax. I need a pin.
They wouldn't.
Anybody got a pin?
I think they can chew it out.
They wouldn't make them.
Set her there for a minute.
Do you want that brush?
I don't know if I can't get the brush in there. This is the hardest part for me because I hate to not put them in there. There we go.
Oh, there you go. You got a big clump there.
Like I say, they're pretty cold, so they're not moving too fast.
You got one.
Yeah.
We'll lift up that green one and look at
Okay.
it. Lay her next to it. They're out here.
And then the can, there's a hole in the can. The hole to be
Under those
dripping
leaves.
stuff out. Just set it like that, maybe they'll find it. I feel like I really want to get this cork out.
I would put it in there and not.
Call Paul.
Hey, Dad.
Yep. Yeah, don't open it. Maybe you can hear the sound.
Well, she's in there. I can see her, and she's still in there. Yep. And, yep, but there's no cork in there.
There. There's no cork in there?
No, but that could be because they chewed it up already.
Okay. I'm just gonna brush these guys down into this hole so I can put the queen extruder on. And they're not very happy with me now. There's a happy bee noise and there's a really pissed off bee noise. We're getting to the really pissed off sound now. So now they've got food, they've got a queen, and they've got a lid on their home. So they should be okay. And we got most of the bees out of the box, so that's really good. Then we're just going to do it to this next one, and we'll be finished up here. Anything else I forgot to mention?
No, I think we got it all.
You explained the queen cage thing, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. All right. Well, Thanks for joining us, and we'll keep you posted on how the colony's going. Happy Earth Day. In the bottom boxes, they're this large, but see how short that frame is? So I ran out of these frames and I put a smaller frame in there. But the bees, they will make their own framework. They made all this. This is all their structure. Here is what the honey looks like after a season, and if I poke it, you can see there's the honey. And you can eat that with no processing at all. It's free, it's super nutritious and full of antioxidants. And I'm just gonna leave this out here because when those bees warm up in the sun tomorrow, they're gonna want something like honey to eat. So I'm gonna leave this one for them to snack on. And then this one I will put somewhere else. But the jars of syrup we'll leave out too so they can snack on those.